Anybody else? So identifying open space.
So shot selection fall under there?
Shot selection, okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna write that down, but that'd be really interesting to talk about, okay, why are you selecting specific shots over others in these situations? Well, I'm doing it because I'm trying to create open space, get my opponent moving, whatever it may be. Anything else?
How about defining force?
Defining force?
Yep.
So defining force, I think we would add that down in this one, right?
Right.
Defines force. So again, that might seem really simple, but if you have a student who has no idea what you're talking about when you're talking about force, you need to make sure that you're all on the same page.
I was thinking you definitely want to tell your students why open space is important.
So it identifies the importance of an open space. Or explains. Okay, what else?
They identify open space in the net wall context.
Okay, so I'll add that here in wall games. So that's really important too, because here you're right, the context is in net and wall games. So you want to make sure that they're able to discuss the difference between, let's say, open space and net wall games as opposed to an invasion game or even a striking and fielding game, right? But that's really cool too, because when you taught those different units throughout your year, and they're able to transfer that knowledge from unit to unit, from context to context, that's really, really powerful as well. What about varying force here? So what else? So aside from defining force, what else would we be looking for to see that they're able to create space by varying force? So they're able to define the force.
Range of motion.
What was that?
We said that defining range of motion.
Range of motion?
Range of motion.
So defining range of motion means that they're talking about how they can change their range of motion in order to change the force that they're applying. So that's really interesting there. Creates an open space by varying force too. You might want them to actually be able to use a variety of shots.
Changing the muscle groups they're activating during the skill to vary the force.
So let's identify as muscle groups.
Yeah.
Or different types of force. All right. Anything else here? Oh.
Defining fast and slow.
Fast and slow. Yeah, recognizing would be a better word. But actually, in the process of creating, don't you think it's important for them to be able to send the object with using different forces, so like able to being able to implement different force in the shot selection?
What about Newton's laws as applied to force?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to go cross curricular with that, that would be an amazing tie in there. Or apply different forces when striking. Okay, what about direction? Duration? Okay, so I think that falls under the range of motion area too. Okay, so for direction, what did we come up over here? I know I heard some people just talking about defining direction. It's always important for the kids to be working with good definitions. Nobody else? Sends objects to different areas. Areas in different directions.
Open versus closed striking.
Open versus closed striking. Probably talk about racket face too. Okay. So all this to say, okay, what you do here is once you've identified those learning pieces, really try and break them down, streamline them, and decide which ones are the critical ones that I'm looking for that are going to show that the students picked up that content. From there, and we're running out of time here, unfortunately, From there, though, what you would want to do is for each learning piece, look at, okay, what would be the evidence of learning? So if I'm says that the learning piece is that they're able to define force, well, the evidence of learning is that they're able to provide a definition of force, a proper definition of force. That would be your evidence you're looking for. Once you know your evidence of learning, so I'll just continue this in here. So it provides a definition of force, a proper definition of force. So from there, when you're looking at your aligned assessment tool, all right, again, you're trying to see, you're trying to collect definitions. So what would be an assessment tool you can use to collect a definition? So a written definition. You can even say, I think I heard someone say exit card. Okay, fill it out. So now you're collecting that. And then once you've done this for all of your learning pieces, that's when then you would go back and you would decide, okay, so I know exactly what evidence I'm looking for here. What would be the best activities in which students would be able to demonstrate that evidence, show that evidence? Okay? This is the most important part, because this is often the part where we get wrong as teachers. Where we say, this is the activity that I'm gonna use in my teaching today, here's what I'm gonna learn, or what my students are gonna learn. It has to be the other way around. You have to start thinking, okay, what do you want your students to learn? What evidence do you need to show? What tools are you going to use to collect that evidence? And then which activities can you best help them learn and collect that evidence as well? We're out of time, kind of. But if you'd like to hang out, and I can show you some of the learning activities I did with my grade 6 class for invasion games, I'd be happy to share that with you. And I'm also, I made a mistake here. I didn't add this document to the resource sheet, which looks like this, by the way. But I'll make sure that I add that to there. You'll have all the links there. So that's everything we've looked at there. Okay? So the big thing here is always keeping that end goal in mind, physical literacy, and then unpacking it step by step until you get down to the smallest possible pieces, and then teaching up from there. Okay? Helping the kids pick up everything that's down at the bottom there, and helping them grow up to a place where they're going to be able to, again, show mastery towards the outcomes, proficiency towards the standards, so that you know that they have everything they need, no matter where they may go in life, to develop as physically literate individuals. That's backwards science. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out. If you have any questions,